So today we're going to talk about fixing the Total Gym 700 Club model. Now it doesn't really matter which Total Gym you have, they pretty much have the same problems. So the roller wheels that this board or seat slides on is one of the main problems with the Total Gym and many other exercise equipment. So when we look at exercise equipment manufacturers, they know the golden rule. Most people will never use their exercise equipment enough to wear it out. That's just the sad facts of human nature. But every now and then you get somebody that uses a Total Gym a lot or any other exercise equipment a lot, and you're going to need to do some work on it. So the first thing I want to show you is the fit and finish. Now the Total Gym is not a bad machine. It just has two shortcomings. The first one is the roller wheels. The second one is the forward bars. So when we look at these bars, most of the machine is painted, which I find holds up better in the long term, because a lot of people use their equipment on the porch, outside on a deck, in the garage, and the chrome plated pieces that they have for trim, you can see here how thin the chrome plating is. I've wet sanded this piece here, and you can see the other side, which I hadn't touched yet, and you can look here and see how thin the plating is. Now, a long time ago, I worked at Cooper Tool, and we used to flash plate tape measures with chrome. And then I also did a lot of work at Elizabeth City at the Coast Guard station there, where they had the Coast Guard rebuild facility for the East Coast where they rebuild aircraft. And I did a lot of environmental and engineering work for the Coast Guard, the Navy, and other federal entities there. And we would do chrome plating at that facility, and they could do a whole airframe. So this chrome plating is so thin, they would have been much better off just painting this. So this kind of flash plating is not worth doing. And what will happen is, most of the time, this kind of stuff, I use my bead or abrasive blasting cabinet and strip this off. But today I'm using my universal workbench, which is the tailgate of my pickup. So we're here at the F350, and we're going to wet sand this. Then I'm going to show you how to repair the wheels on the body of the Total Gym. So now we're looking at the underside of the sliding board seat for the Total Gym, and you have 4 wheels. This one I've removed so you can see the details on it. Now, the original wheel design was a composite. They had a inletted subwheel that they molded the rim and roller body around. This is found on all the old machines. This was a terrible design. It does not hold up well in long-term use. They replaced it with this design, which is a composite one-piece unit. And when you look at the part numbers on these, this new part has the same part number as this old one. Now, two things happen. If people know you can fix and make things, instead of store-bought presents, they always want you to fix something or make something for them. So this is a birthday present where I'm rebuilding this Total Gym. And the internet is a wonderful thing. You can go out and you can find these parts. And a lot of exercise equipment manufacturers won't sell you the parts. But you can go on the internet and find them, because this is something you're going to replace at intervals. Now, the way this is set up is you have a threaded rod or bolt that passes through. This is a bushing, and this is an aircraft nut. So it's a locking nut. When you pull the wheel off, it looks like this. This is your inner bolt. This is your bushing. Your wheel's going to go here. this is your aircraft nut. And then on this side, all this stuff is metric hexes. So to work on it, you're going to need a set of these. Now what I've found is some of these machines also have Torx. So you may need several sets and sizes of Torx to work on this stuff. But this stuff comes apart pretty easy. You just got to have the right tools and the patience to do it. So I'll pull this apart and we'll put a new wheel on here so you can see how to do it. So what you want to do is have your outer washer and the end of your hex screw. It's set up like this. What you're going to do is pull this back. You're going to insert your new wheel, and you want to make sure the rim is on the inside here. Now, this manufacturer uses this part on a lot of equipment, so they give you a bunch of washers to use. Then what you do is you take your bushing, you slide it on. It goes through the hole right here. Then you just put your next washer on, and if you want to replace this washer with one of them from your pack, you can do that. And then you have an aircraft nut that fits on here. So that's all there is to it. And you can see this is a ball bearing version of the wheel. This is what you want. This will give you a nice smooth ride. Now what you're going to have to do is put your hex over here and your wrench here and tighten this up. So what you'll notice is your hex on this side, your socket wrench on this side, and this is a 13 millimeter. So this nut is a 13 millimeter. And if you have a different piece of exercise equipment, you may have to use a wrench on this rather than a socket. So that's all it is to it. So when you look at this Total Gem, what you're going to find is the upper end, I've just replaced the wheels, and you'll notice the rims and wheels are on the outside of the slide. On the opposite end, the wheels I'm going to replace are on the inside. So when we're looking at this, notice on one side the wheels are outside, the other they're inside, and this helps hold it on the track. Now what I've noticed is most of these have a washer on both sides of the wheel. I found one up there that didn't. That must have been left off at the factory. So what I've done is used the washers in the kit in order to replace the worn ones and make sure these roll well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and replace these inside rollers now. So what I've done is on the rollers where the rim is on the inside here, I have inserted it from this side, the bushing and stuff, so I can get my washers on. Then you line it up with the hole, and what I found is it's harder to align and move it because you're going through this plastic plate. But that's the easiest way to do it. It's much harder to do it one-handed on camera, but that's how it goes together. And then we'll put our washer and our aircraft nut on. And I'll tighten this up. I'll replace this one, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Now, you can over tighten these so that they're real stiff. What I like to do is tighten them and then loosen them until I get them to the point where they will roll like this easy. So that's what you want. So this is the inside set, rim to the inside, and on the front here, the outside set of wheels with the rims to the outside. So that's how you do it. So we're working on these Total Gem pieces. This is the rusted part. This is one right here that I've already sanded on some. I'm not quite done. I started with 150 grit emery paper that I can wet sand with. this chrome and rust, you don't want to sand this dry. It'll get in your lungs and it'll do a lot of harm. So what you want to do is wet this down with water and then sand it. And what I do is I go through a couple iterations of paper until I get to 320 grit. Once I get to 320 grit, then I clean this up, and what I'm going to do is prime this and paint it to match the tan paint on the rest of the unit. So like I said, normally I would abrasive blast this and strip it all down to bare metal. But in this case, what we want to do is a faster fix. So we're going to hand sand this down, prime and paint it. So I'll show you what it looks like once we get some sanding going. So you can see I've wetted it down with the hose, and you're just going to start hand sanding. And what will happen is this will turn into a brown slurry. And like I said, you want to wet sand this. So you can see how it's turned into a slurry. Make sure you keep it wet. Now I'm going to go spray it off with a hose, and you're going to be surprised at how much junk comes off of this. So you can see with just that little bit of sanding, we've actually removed quite a bit of rust. And it's going to take you about an hour to clean this piece up. So you can see how much we've got off of it. We've cleaned quite a bit off of here. And like I said, it takes probably an hour to hand clean this to the point where you're ready to prime it and then paint it. So we're still on 150 grit. I'm going to give it a couple more hits of that, and then I'll go down probably to 200 grit and then 320. So if you have any questions or comments, we'll see you on the next video.